the supreme power in America cannot enforce unjust laws by the sword. Because the whole body of the people are armed, and constitute a force superior to any bands of regular troops that can be, on any pretense, raised in the United States. Noah Webster, An Examination into the Leading Principles of the Federal Constitution, 1787. To disarm the people is the best and most effective way to enslave them. George Mason. The Constitution preserves the advantage of being armed which Americans possess over the people of almost every other nation. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. A well-regulated militia, composed of the people, trained to arms, is the best and most natural defense of a free country. James Madison, 1 Annals of Congress 434, June 8, 1789. Are we at last brought to such an humiliating and debasing degradation that we cannot be trusted with arms for our own defense? Patrick Henry. A free people ought not only to be armed and disciplined, but they should have sufficient arms and ammunition to maintain a status of independence from any who might attempt to abuse them, which would include their own government. George Washington. When governments fear the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. The strongest reason for the people to retain the right to keep and bear arms is, as a last resort, to protect themselves against tyranny and government. Thomas Jefferson. Arms discourage and keep the invader and plunderer in awe, and preserve order in the world as well as property. The best we can hope for concerning the people at large is that they be properly armed. Alexander Hamilton, The Federalist Papers. The Constitution preserves the advantage of being armed which Americans possess over the people of almost every other nation, where the governments are afraid to trust the people with arms. James Madison, The Federalist, number 46. Who are the militia? Are they not ourselves? Is it feared, then, that we shall turn our arms each man against his own bosom? Congress have no power to disarm the militia. Their swords, and every other terrible implement of the soldier, are the birthright of an American. Tenchcock 17. The Constitution shall never be construed to authorize Congress to prevent the people of the United States, who are peaceable citizens, from keeping their own arms. Samuel Adams. The Second Amendment to the Constitution, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The very atmosphere of firearms anywhere and everywhere restrains evil interference. They deserve a place of honor with all that's good. George Washington. The balance of power is the scale of peace. The same balance would be preserved were all the world destitute of arms, for all would be alike. But since some will not, others dare not lay them aside. And while a single nation refuses to lay them down, it is proper that all should keep them up. Horrid mischief would ensue were one half the world deprived of the use of them.